Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to give you a quick little update because we've been getting behind a little bit on the videos. You haven't missed nothing. We've just been working our asses off here trying to keep up with stuff. We're just so jammed up and well, I don't know. Anyway, let's just show you what the hell's going on. Okay. So we got the Chevelle in the shop, and as you can see, the fenders, the hood, everything is kind of lining up for us. We're getting everything put in place where it belongs. It's all looking excellent. Probably see a little bit of sanding there where Dave did a little bit of sanding. That's just where he had to fine-tune a little bit of the body work there. There was a couple little lows and highs that we weren't happy with, so he took care of that. So the Chevelle is basically all bolted together. Now the hood does have to come off again. We have to paint the underside of the hood. But we pre-fit it like I've told you guys a dozen times over, and actually our next step tomorrow morning is what we're going to do is we're going to get these little chrome grill pieces out because they're reproduction that Dennis bought, and we're going to make sure they fit properly too. We want to do that before all of a sudden you send it off and you go to get it painted and you find out that they're not working properly. It's better to deal with it first. So you even go through all the trouble of trying the chrome pieces on and stainless before you send it off for paint. It's time consuming and it's a pain in the ass, and you might be like, oh my god, you know, I don't want to do all that. But the thing is, you know, what do you do when you paint the vehicle and then you go to put it together and nothing fits? Then you're kind of, well, you're kind of fuckered, aren't you? So that's what's going on with Dennis's Chevelle. We're working away. Now we got Norm's 56 Chev pickup in here, and been plugging away on that. As you can see, we got the, well, I think you saw last time we had that fender off. And of course at the back here, we'll get around to the back. I don't know if you can see that, but I've welded all the new cab corner in on the back side and on the driver's side. And now what I'm doing here is I've cut out the cab corner on the passenger side. And Norm didn't want to get too carried away with this truck, like I told you over and over again. He doesn't want to. He just wants a quick cleanup job, and that's it. So the inner cab corner had some rust, so I just welded a piece of metal on there. I still got a couple little spots I got to finish off on that. And then once I get that all done and coated up inside nicely, and then I'll put the outer cab corner on there. And of course we've got the passenger side fender now off the truck too. Now in the background here, around a year ago, if you remember this little 41 coupe, a buddy of mine, Gene, we had this body right off the frame. Took the body off the frame, and Gene had a flathead motor all built up by my other friend Bruce Brown, and he put the modern 5-speed behind it out of the S10, and he's running a differential actually out of a 50 Ford car, so it's open drive line. They put a dropped axle in it and all that kind of stuff. Well, Gene, like I told you, Gene again is another guy. He's just slowly piecing it together. He went about it the right way. He took care of all the mechanical first. We put all new wiring in the car for him too. Go back, you'll find it on my videos. It's way back there for any new subscribers. You'll see this car when it was off the frame. Anyways, brought it into us now because his rear fenders, if you remember way back in the day, the whole car needs paint and body work, but he's just doing it as he can afford it. Look at the rear fender. It's got nothing down there. It's just gone. We're going to leave this one for at the moment. We got a swap meet coming up here, down here in British Columbia, the coastal swap meet. And there's a bunch happening. Monroe's happening. Monroe, Washington's got a swap meet coming up and all that. So he's going to see if he can find a better fender for that side before we fix anything. But the passenger side wasn't as bad. So we got the passenger side off. So we're gonna do the passenger side up for him right now, and then we're just gonna spray it in some dark blue paint that we got here. It may not be the exact match to the car, but that's okay. He's okay with that. He doesn't mind if it's got different colors on there, just as long as it hasn't got rust. So he's slowly doing that. So we're gonna do one fender for him now, then he'll take the car back home. If he doesn't find another fender by the end of May, well then maybe we'll have to work with that fender. So that's what's going on there. And actually, we go in the bay here. Oh, actually, we'll come over here. Here's Dave's little project. Dave's also in between things. He's working on a pedal car. I don't know exactly what era this was made. I mean, it's a Volkswagen little Beetle, and it's got to be at least for sure, you know, 30 years old. So the guy brought it to us, asked if we do pedal cars, and of course we said sure, we'll do anything. So Dave's hammering out the dents and doing all that kind of stuff to it and getting it good and straight. And we're either going to paint it a bright yellow or we're going to go a bright red. It's kind of up to the customer. The customer came out, looked at it, and he's going to take it from there and decide what he wants to do. So there we go there for anyone out there that's into pedal cars. And Darren over here has pretty much got the 29 Cabriolet all wired up. Next week we're going to make a battery box for it. We got to make a battery box because the one that's in there is not proper. And once you get the battery box made, a couple little things to tidy up, and that's it. But if you look inside there, it's all neat and tidy. Darren made a nice little switch down below here for your headlights to go on, and he's got a little switch there for the wipers. We're putting wipers on the car, you know. So it's kind of good. He's done a good job there. What he also did here was we're converting this car to 12 volt, if you remember. So, to set that down, we got a newer GM alternator, and he's wired that on. He's made a nice bracket on the top. Now, these cars originally had a generator, and they only had a bracket down below. There was no bracket on top, and you just reefed that sucker as tight as you could get it, and that's what held it from moving around. Well, we took a newer GM alternator. We took the pulley off of a generator from a newer flathead motor, like a 49 to 53 Ford car. That bolted right onto the GM alternator. Then we actually were able to use the factory built from this motor, and Darren made a bracket down below, and he's made a nice bracket. He even made a bracket for up top, so this sucker's never moving. So there we go. We got an alternator on there with a couple brackets. We're good to go. He's put the nice fuse panel up on the firewall. He's going to label it all now. You don't need much to fuse this because there isn't much on this car. And that's what's going on with the little 29. So we'll give you guys a video of that next week when we get her up and running. We got, you know, tomorrow's Friday for us here, so we're not going to be playing with this car tomorrow, but we'll be back on it next week. So guess that's it, guys. That's all that's been going on. So anyway, we'll see you guys later. Remember, it's always a good time at old time. We'll see you next time. Big thumbs up. See ya.